Alright, let's see. Which shirt should I wear today? Let me just pick out a good shirt here. Oh, there. I think I'll wear that one right there. Yep. Hey everybody, I hope you're doing well. I do apologize for the slight delay here in video uploads. There's just been a lot. There's been a lot going on. Good and bad. I'll get you caught up on everything going on. I mean, we're all in the same boat here. I don't think anybody is unaffected by what's going on with the whole virus thing and everything, but I've been trying to be really positive lately because you got the president saying things like, "We're back open. You're all okay. Go ahead and open. It's up to your state governors and your city mayors and everything." And then everybody's okay to open, and then all these places are like, "Well, we're not going to open." Like, we're not going to open at all. There's like it's really confusing. And again, I'm not making light of what's going on, guys. I'm just like, I'm a little surprised. And things have changed completely since the last time you and I talked here on YouTube. I talked about Indiana Thousand Trails choosing to stay closed till the end of May now, even though you can operate a campground. In fact, the motel right across the street from the Thousand Trails in Indiana never closed, and they've got people coming in and out every single day. Yet you can't live in your RV live in your domicile by yourself, fully self-contained RV at a Thousand Trails in Indiana. No, they refuse to open. Well, gosh, guys, two days ago, here's what happened. At 11:40 a.m., Thousand Trails, my domicile membership that allows me to camp and live in my RV full-time as a full-time RVer, they took out my monthly payment like they did in March and April. So in May, $153 they took out at 11:40 in the morning. At noon, I got an email saying that my reservation for Ohio Thousand Trails had been canceled because Thousand Trails had no intentions of reopening. And then at about 12:04 p.m., just 4 minutes later, my Maine, state of Maine, Thousand Trails reservation for the middle of June was canceled because of COVID, because Maine Thousand Trails has no intention of reopening. Now, when that happened, I had a moment. I'm like, am I really going to the Northeast? Maine has extended their stay-at-home order into June. I had to call Maine Thousand Trails. They're still answering the phone at all of these, Indiana, Ohio, and Maine, and Pennsylvania. They're still answering the phone. They're a little confused as to when they're supposed to open. However, Maine told me something interesting. They said that even when they get to phase 2, which Maine is not, and, well, neither is Illinois for that fact, and Indiana, when they get to phase 2, they're still not going to reopen. Like, this is what they told me over the phone, that Thousand Trails is not opening until they get to stage 5, when they know that everything's okay. Now, I know everybody wants to be really positive and think the best of this, but the fact is, we are not getting to stage 5 in any state of this country this year. Now, come on, guys, we aren't. Okay, there are months in between these phases. We're not getting to stage. So, essentially, what Maine told me is that Thousand Trails will not be allowing anyone into their campground this year. And for someone who's planning an entire trip from Illinois to Maine, to stay in Maine for the entire summer and then leave, end of August or September. Oh my gosh. I finally had to look at everything and say, this is not going to work, Eric. The timing is not working. This is not the time to go to the Northeast. You've got every state north and east of me is still shut down. Well, they're reopening, but Thousand Trails has no intention of reopening. My furnace just kicked on. It's a little chilly. So, and I'm going to slightly rant here, because I have said nothing but good things about Thousand Trails in the past. However, what I want to tell you may influence your choice to buy an $8,000 membership like I did in March. Because then, as you know, just days later, I was told to get out of Thousand Trails and go home. Well, let's actually back up. So let's actually go back to Florida in early March when it hit, and the Florida governor said, quote, "Travelers and visitors who do not live here must leave immediately and go home." That's what the Florida governor said. Now, despite the 3.2 million full-time RVers like myself and many, many of my friends and colleagues and many of you watching this right now, how do we interpret that? You want me to leave your state of Florida during a pandemic when there's lockdowns and travel restrictions and stay-at-home orders. You want me to go home, which I'm already in because this is my legal home, but you want me to go to my box in Texas that has my mail, which is also closed. That's right, guys. Livingston is closed. Livingston, Rainbow's End Campground, where I live, has been closed since March. Nobody can get in. There's no camping. You can't even get in. You can't even drive in. It's barricaded off. So there's that. And then I left anyway because I had a friend here in Illinois who said I can come park at a shop. Cool. Yeah, that's all great. Thought that was the best thing to do because you have people interpreting the guidelines differently, especially Florida. Well, now we're to the point where Thousand Trails doesn't even understand their own members. And here's the kicker, guys. Thousand Trails has no motivation to ever reopen a single campground in this country. What do I mean by that? Okay, I'm going to give you a couple examples, both of which I have some money into, okay? Disney World and Six Flags. I have annual passes for both of those theme parks. Those theme parks are losing massive amounts of money. And not because of annual pass holders like me, but because people like me can't go into their park because they've closed down and we can't spend more money. So Disney and Six Flags are losing an incredible amount of money right now during this. They are literally sacrificing millions or possibly even billions. Yeah, Disney is losing billions of dollars by not letting annual pass holders like me into the parks to spend more money. Okay? And yet, what does Disney do? The coolest thing ever. They suspend monthly payments. They are moving out all of our annual passes for the duration of the closure. They are doing everything possible to make this as easy as possible. You know how infuriating it is to still get a bill every month from Thousand Trails for $153 while I can't use any campground in this country to live? I'm not talking about recreation, guys. I'm talking about living in my RV by myself in my shelter for something I paid for as a residence. That's what I'm talking about. Not only does Thousand Trails continue to take money from every single member, they have not made a single exception to that. Whether you're a Zone Pass, Camping Pass member, or an Elite Premium member like me, they are billing everyone non-stop and refusing to let us go. And it's, what a slap in the face. Not to mention the fact that it doesn't matter if Thousand Trails reopens. Thousand Trails has no motivation to ever reopen because they don't make any money. Unlike Disney, Thousand Trails does not make any more money when we go to the campground and check in. Thousand Trails makes 100% of their money by, you guessed it, selling memberships to people like me and lots of other people out there. So the fact that they refuse to postpone payments and they continue to collect our money and pay for these memberships, which they have no intention of ever reopening until Stage 5, this shows what Thousand Trails really is. And yeah, I'm calling out Thousand Trails. I've been a Thousand Trails fanboy for a long time. I probably influenced many of my 212,000 subscribers here to sign up for Thousand Trails as well, and you're in the same boat as me right now going, what the heck? And maybe that's really the kick in the butt, is that Thousand Trails is perfectly fine right now. Their revenue has not changed. They have continued to get every cent from you and I as they did before this all started. We just can't use it. We can't use it until they choose to open. And again, there's no motivation. There's no reason for Thousand Trails to ever open a single campground for the rest of our lives right now. Because again, all of their money has already been made. And it continues to be made. They haven't lost a cent from any of us. And that is the part I just cannot get over. Like, it is amazing what Disney and Six Flags and so many other companies have done during this pandemic to help everyone. And then you've got Thousand Trails. Just a bloodthirsty, money grab, scum sucking company that will never let us go back. I don't think. It won't happen this year. Anyway, that was a slight rant. I want to apologize for all the people that I said that you should join Thousand Trails like me. I think they're an absolutely terrible company. It is an absolute joke what Thousand Trails has done. But more importantly, not just because of Thousand Trails, but because nothing is opening up in the Northeast. Guys, I can't go to the Northeast. It is officially off. I am no longer going to Maine or anything. It's all gone. And that escalated quickly, right? I mean, I make these plans, and then things happen. Again, not to say that my issues are worse than your issues or anybody else's issues out there. However, this is my channel, and I'm talking to this camera telling you what my issues are. I'm sure your issues are much more important than mine. Yeah, that's just the way it goes. But no, it's tough for me. And I feel bad for everybody out there going through something similar, something worse than the 3.2 million of us full-timers that are just getting shafted here. It's like the government doesn't even recognize us. They don't even care about us. It's like, the next person who tells me I should go home. We don't have a... This is home! You're making it illegal to be home for 3.2 million tax-paying Americans in this country. It is so ridiculous. We're going to look back at this, and you're going to see a documentary from someone out there. Maybe it'll be me. But how the country, the U.S. government, the states, and the cities treated full-time RVers who legally live in their RV. It's just amazing, man. Moving past the whole Thousand Trails thing, again, I am sorry. They are a terrible, disgusting company. Terrible. Is it still good bang for the buck? Not if they never reopen. We haven't seen a single campground reopen. Even in Washington State, where this all started, and it's all ahead of us, and they're in phase 2 now in Washington State, Thousand Trails has still canceled all summer reservations for everybody in Washington State. Anyway, I'm a little bitter about it. What the heck am I going to do now? Well, I think many of you are watching a lot of other nomads right now, looking to see what they're doing. I know I have several friends that are in Texas and Arizona and New Mexico and places like that that haven't been hit as hard, and it started to dawn on me that maybe I need to go to one of these states like North or South Dakota, Montana, Idaho, one of these places that never got shut down at all. Do you realize those, well, maybe not Idaho, but North Dakota, South Dakota, and Montana never even had a stay-at-home order listed. Did you know that? It's so weird how each state is so different. And again, the next person of authority who tells me I'm doing life wrong and I need to go home, man, it's a little frustrating. I've got things going on, guys, and anyway, I just wanted to get this video out. I know I'm late getting the video out. I will share some I'll share some news in my next video. If nothing else, I do have a nice quirky trip planned. That's all outdoor stuff. That's not COVID related. So there's that. I mean, okay. Anyways, sorry guys. Hang tight. Jackson. I'll see you soon. Bye bye.